Yo, what's good everybody? So today we have AUD USD. Very good looking pair as far as trading opportunities. So on the daily time frame, like you all know, daily 4-hour are used for structure and areas of interest to where we can see price bounce from. So on this daily time frame, you can obviously see how we were in a bullish trend. As we was in that bullish trend, you can obviously see how price gave us the switch, giving us the break of structure, now being in this bearish trend. As we are in this bearish trend, we then had a recent break of structure, breaking past that recent low right here, going to form a new lower low at 66,569, and then that lower high being at 67.69. So being in this downward trend, we do have 44 minutes left until this candlestick has that closure, and I want to see this candlestick close like so, because this is allowing price to establish the pullback which we want to see, the retracement, right? So if price can close like so, this is a good looking pair to trade as far as tonight, but if not, we'll just send out updates like we always do and go from there. So on the daily time frame, like we just talked about, we are bearish. We do have that lower low, we do have that lower high, and we do have an area of interest where we found on the 4-hour time frame to take price from, right? And this 4-hour area of interest, as you can see, is very well respected on the daily time frame, just being another area of where price struggles to break through, right? So one, daily is bearish. 2, we are waiting in the next 43 minutes to see if price can establish this beautiful pullback that is happening, and if so, that's when we will possibly be looking for opportunities come tonight. And after this, right, in the next 42 minutes, if price does establish this pullback, if that closure happens, this will allow the 4-hour time frame to get back underneath, if that happens, this strong area of interest. But before we get there, I want to show you all how we found this zone to take price from, right, on the 4-hour time frame. One, like you know, I want the 4-hour to be in sync with my daily time frame before we take a trade. Meaning, if my daily is bullish, I want the 4-hour to be bullish as well. Mark off that zone to where I can see price bounce from, enter and ride the trade back in that bullish momentum. And in this case, since the daily is bearish, I want to see the 4-hour bearish, and as well find a zone off of the 4-hour time frame to take price from. Therefore, we are able to continue to ride the wave, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, as I grab my tool, you can see how we were in this bearish trend. As we was in this bearish trend, price then had the switch of structure, giving us a break of structure, going from bearish to bullish now, forming new higher highs and higher lows. As price was trending bullish, we then again had a switch of structure, giving us the break of structure right here, switching from bullish to now back bearish, going to form this beautiful lower low, again being in sync with the daily time frame at 66,569, and then that lower high being in sync with the daily time frame once more, being at 67.69. right? And after that was established, right, after we had the break of structure, after we marked off the lower lows, well, the lower lows and the lower highs, how do we find our areas of interest? It's simple. Where is the previous break of structure that was just occurred, well, that just occurred on the 4-hour time frame? If we go back towards, again, if you want to grab your tool to make it simple, we were trending, boom, 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 right? Once price gave me this beautiful bearish movement, we had the break of structure. This bearish movement established this break of structure, aka going from bullish to bearish, which is what we want to see. And like I just said, our previous break of structures are my areas of interest. So the previous break of structure is where this previous higher low point. After price broke through, we formed an area of interest, right? And if I zoom out and look towards previous data, one, you can see how this area was treated as support, and once price taps into it, finds rejection, and is maintaining above, it continues in that direction. Again, going to previous data, you can see price break through, get back here, tap into it, show rejection, and continue in that direction. Same thing, right? Once price is below now, well, yin yang. Once price is below, it taps in two, shows signs of rejection, and continues towards the downside. Taps in two, shows signs of rejection, and continues towards the downside, right? So right now, I want to see price tap into, which we've already done, and now the next 39 minutes, I want to see price get back below this area of interest, allowing my lower time frames to get in sync. Therefore, we can then ride this trade back towards the downside. So that is how I found this area of interest. And if I go back towards the daily time frame, you can see how that area of interest off of the 4-hour time frame is a strong area of interest off of this daily time frame as well. You can obviously see when the daily taps back into this area, we form that sign of rejection once we are below, and we continue to fall towards the downside. And when we are above this area of interest, form the rejection push, form the rejection, well, that's below, but when we are above, form the rejection push, form the rejection push, below, form the rejection, where is it, form the rejection push, form rejection push, push, right? So on the daily time frame, strong area of interest. On the 4-hour time frame, already established that as well, being a strong area of interest. And now for our entries, right? Our entries are the 1 hour, 30, and the 15-minute time frame. Depending on whatever time frame you want to enter on, that's all on you, right? And for this, I'm looking to enter on the 30-minute time frame, just being the cleanest structure that is presented, right? And on the 4-hour time frame, like I tell you guys all the time, well, on my entry time frames, I said the 4-hour. On my entry time frames, such as the 1 hour, 30, and the 15, I want to see my entry time frames get in sync with my overall higher time frames before entering my trade. What do I mean by that? If my daily and my 4-hour are bullish, right? If they are bullish, I've already marked off my area of interest to where I want to see price get to before entering a trade. If my daily and 4-hour are bullish and I've already marked off an area to where I want to take price from, I will then wait for price to get back into that area. Once price reaches this area, now it's time for me to get to my entry signal. So I will drop towards the 1 hour, 30, or the 15-minute. And on these time frames, I want to wait for price to go from bearish to bullish if my daily and my 4-hour are bullish, just matching the overall structure of the market and giving us more confluence to take this trade back towards the upside, right? Would you be more confident if the daily and the 4-hour are bullish and the entry time frames are bullish to then get into a position and basically close your eyes, go to sleep, knowing that this trade will go towards your targets just based off of structure alone, right? Would you be more confident in that trade, or would you be more confident in a trade that the daily, 4-hour are bullish, but your entry time frames are still bearish, right? It doesn't even sound like that correlates, which it does not correlate. That's what I want you all to know. Be patient, wait for price on your entry time frames to correlate with the higher time frame structure. Once that is established, find your position, entry signal, y'all know, bearish or bullish engulfing candle, simple as day, not overcomplicating it. If it is that is when I'm entering, and if everything else is getting in line with what I want to see, we're taking the trade, right? So right now on this 30-minute time frame, you can obviously see how we are still bullish, right? Price is in this bullish trend, but even though price is in this bullish trend, it's showing me a beautiful reversal pattern. Keep in mind, it is not a confirmed reversal pattern. In this case, a left head, right shoulder, until we're able to break out of this neckline that was created. If you want a aggressive entry, wait for price to present you with that bearish engulfing candlestick, giving you the break of this neckline, and find that position. Again, adjust your stop loss, put your take profit, and ride this trade towards the downside. But if you want to have a safer approach, wait for the confirmed breakout of this neckline, confirming this left head, right shoulders. Wait for price to go from bullish to now bearish. Wait for the retest, and then get in once price presents you with that beautiful entry confirmation or entry signal. Again, adjust your stop loss, adjust your take profit, and continue to ride that trade towards the downside, right? So that's what we're waiting on right now, the 30-minute time frame. I want to see price go from bullish to bearish, which we are possibly doing right now. And I want to be in my time session. Well, yeah, I want to be in my session as I'm trading, meaning I want to be in London session or I want to be in New York session when I'm taking my trade. Why? London and New York have the highest volatility for US traders, right? Why? New York session is 6 a.m., 7 a.m., banks are open, everything is just now starting to run. 12, depending on where you live, 12 a.m. or 2 a.m. is when, on the opposite side of the world, the UK, that is when they're just now getting up. It's 6, 7 in the morning, banks are opening, everybody is fluctuating, markets are moving, everything is up and going, right? You don't want to enter during Asian session because as of right now, this is Asian session. It's 3 o'clock. There's nothing going on. Everybody's day is probably about to end. They're getting off work. Everybody's winding down, taking a break. You know, it's slow. It's slowed down, right? I want to get in when everybody is up tempo, everything's moving, everything is picked up, energy's up, everybody's up, everything's flowing. That's when I want to get in. Therefore, get in London session. If you do want to trade late at night, London session, wait for the UK open. Or if you don't want to trade late at night and you want to wait for a reasonable time, trade New York session. Trade 6 in the morning, 6, 7 in the morning, and get up when the market is volatile and trade the market. It is important that you trade in a time session which has a lot of volume. Therefore, it allows price to have that push in your direction, right? It gives it more of a boost, if you will. But that's what we're waiting on for tonight. AUD USD, again, my number one pair. Same thing if I go towards NZD USD. It's the same thing that I just broke down on AUD, right? We had the breaker structure, which occurred right here. We had the lower low, lower high. I then found my area of interest off of my 4-hour time frame being right here, right? How is this found? One, I already see that the 4-hour is in this bearish trend, giving me that recent breaker structure, which occurred right here. After that breaker structure occurred, we then had the lower low and the lower high. I wanted to see price bounce from this zone, but as you can see, price then had the break above that zone, which is fine. Our secondary zone, which we were able to find, was around right here. Again, just being support. And if I zoom out, look towards the left, you can also see it being treated as resistance. So I wanted to see price bounce from this zone and continue towards the downside. And what happened, price then worked its way back up, forming major rejection towards this area, and then had the fall for a beautiful 2.4% in return. So that same example is the exact same thing that's happening right now on AUD USD. Just have to be patient and allow price to do what it needs to do. So I will catch y'all like always with updates if anything happens. But sit on your hands, be patient, and wait for it. That's all I gotta say. I'll catch y'all here soon. Deuces. Yo, what's good, everybody? So obviously you can see how the trade played out. Ended up hitting overall TPs, and it was just a smooth trade, truly. Right now I'm about to give you more of an in-depth into what I saw, why I entered, and why I set up my take profit where I did, and why did I hold. Starting off, like you all know, I am a simple break and retest trader. Nothing more, nothing less. So our first entry, my original entry, was the break of this neckline. So as you can see, we formed this beautiful bearish engulfing candle, breaking past this recent neckline structure, confirming the left head, right shoulder. And as we broke out of this neckline, like I just said, we are now maintaining back underneath this beautiful 4-hour zone. My stops are just above this area of interest, and then my take profit, as you all can see, is just the next structure zone. If I draw this out, you can obviously see how price reaches this area again when we are above, shows sign of support and continuation, and when price is below this area, you can see the sign of rejection with the continuation towards the downside, right? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just multiple signs of rejection towards this zone. So this solidified that area being a strong area of interest. So I wanted to see price get there, right? And like I said, that is my first position. Well, this was the only position, but it was my aggressive position, right? Because we got in on the breakout. So after that, like I said, if you didn't want to get in on this aggressive entry, wait for the pullback. And as you can see, once this pullback was formed, not only did we maintain in this downward structure, but we respected that recent lower high being here. This is my previous high point before price gave me this break of structure. So as long as price can maintain below here, we are good to still look for sales. So if I continue to fast forward, you can obviously see how we showed signs of rejection and then price formed this beautiful bearish variation pattern going to engulf that previous bullish candle. So this is more of an entry I would have gotten in on if I was just more patient and I allowed the trade to develop a little bit more. Either or, both positions are still good, but this is more of a trade that I would typically take. So like I said, entry was found, stop loss again, same area, just above these recent rejections, and then take profit again, the same area. So if I go back towards the 4-hour time frame, again, you can see the rejection that price is leaving us, which is what we want to see based off of price getting back below this zone. So now if I fast forward, you can obviously see how price now had the beautiful momentum push towards the downside, now giving us another break of structure. Now we can see price come back up to retest this zone due to it being that area of interest. Let's delete that. So after price gave me the break of structure, I then told my Discord, which I can bring it up for you all. My Discord is a private community that you would have to pay for if you all want. I'm not saying do it. It's all up to you. But I sent them out the update. If I can pull it up. Here you go. So I sent them out the update. As you can see right here, after price broke past that recent break of structure, I said we're waiting for the pullback to see the rejection. After price gave us the rejection, we can possibly see it continue towards targets, right? And what happened? If I continue to fast forward, you can see how price came back up, almost hitting our full TPs, but it did not. Again, I'm not worried because price is still maintaining in this beautiful downwards structure. So after price came back up, again tapping back into this recent known support, now treating it as resistance, showed the sign of rejection, and then had the beautiful continuation once more. This was the confirmed sign for myself, telling me price still had enough momentum to go and reach targets. Why? Because simply since we're on the higher time frame, we had the break of structure, we had the retest of structure, and again you can see the beautiful bearish variation engulfing past this previous bullish candle. That gave me enough confirmation to say enough confirmation for myself, letting me know that price had enough momentum to continue towards the downside. So now just continuing with this trade, you can obviously see how price is still moving in our favor, again giving us another break of structure. So we just continue to drag this box out and continue to see price, if price wants to respect these areas of interest which it is creating, right? So after it gave me this break of structure, again my confidence is high because price is following the trend, right? So as we continue to fast forward, you can obviously see how price now is forming the pullback, which is necessary for price to form in order for it to continue in that same direction. So in this point in time, I did tell the Discord, again I'm gonna bring it up for you all right here. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen, hold on. So right here on the Discord, I circled this area of interest, this being our last previous high point before giving us that break of structure. Now this being my new lower high. I said if price does go and breaks past this area of interest, giving us a closure above, I will simply just be looking to close this trade. Why? Because one, if we did close above, my daily time frame is still bearish, right? And if I go towards the 4-hour time frame, if we close above this area, you can obviously see how this will be giving us the break of structure going from bearish to then bullish, getting out of sync with the daily time frame, and just overall not meeting my rules to enter this trade. Therefore, I would close my position with minimum profit, basically back at break even, which is fine because I'm following my plan. That's what's important. As long as you're following your plan, everything else works, right? So that's what I told them I wanted to see. And if price does not go and break this lower high, we can expect again some type of bearish engulfing candle, engulfing past that previous bullish candle, just giving us the continuation which we wanted to see. So if I continue to push this fast forward, you can obviously see how price gave us exactly what we are looking for and overall hit targets for a beautiful 2.6% gain. This 4.3% is what we would have made if we would have got in on the more safer entry. But because we got in on the aggressive position, we were able to bring back 2.7%. And if we would have just listened to the safer route, in a sense, you would have got 4.3. But either or, same, both positions played out to the T. So that is how we found this position. That is how we were able to basically monitor this trade and just follow the rules, trust my analysis, and allow the trade to play out how I believed the trade should have played out. But that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, let me know in the comments, and subscribe, because stuff like this and more things in the future, yeah, they will be coming. So I'm gone. I pray that you all enjoy, and I will catch you guys in the next one.